Minnesota Fighting Vikings safety Harrison Smith is an all-time Vike. He just is. Slam dunk, Ring of Honor. Should be a Hall of Famer, although the national media jabroni haircut writers who keep him off the all-pro teams, kept him off the all-decade team, will certainly keep him out of the Hall of Fame, but gets me angry. Anyway, a 2012 first-round pick. Remember, he was a good one, because the Vikings had 2 that year. 5-time Pro Bowler, 1-time first-team All-Pro. Should be multiple times, but again, nah. Also recorded the highest graded season ever for a safety for PFF at 98.8. Was the first-year team captain this year, even though he's been the de facto leader of the Vikings defense ever since he got here. Is still one of the best all-around safeties in the National Football League, if not the best. Is leading the Vikings in PFF grade this year. Has a 9.4 quarterback rating when thrown at, where if you compare it to the rest of the defense, it's pretty good. It's nice, right? I think he should spend his whole career in purple. I think that as long as Harrison will have the Vikings, he should stay here. Also, they should probably retire 22, because after Paul Krause, all-time leader in interceptions, a record that will never be broken because of the way the football has changed, as well as David Palmer, the pride of Alabama, kick returner, he was great, as well as, of course, Harrison Smith. Yeah, just put double deuce away, right? And Mike Zimmer, of course, loves him. He said he sees Harrison Smith as like a son. So I think that he should stay here and just finish his career as a Viking. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, however long it is. But will Harrison actually end his career as a Viking? I do have my doubts. Because never say never. Because after Randy Moss started here with the Vikings, especially after '98, did you ever see him leaving? Or Adrian Peterson, who's on his 17th team now, or even Everson Griffin, or even like a heart and soul meat and potatoes guy like Everson Griffin. Did you ever see him leaving? Yeah, the business in the business, and Zimmer has said himself that the safety position isn't all that important when Anthony Harris was going through his contract negotiations. Although I don't even classify Harrison as a safety, really. I mean, sure, he's a safety on paper, but he's a linebacker, he's a whatever backer, he's a money backer, he's all the backers, right? Now, Harrison does turn 32 next offseason, and even though he's still playing at an elite level, he is heading into the final year of his 5-year, $51.25 million contract that he signed back in the day. His $9.85 million base salary for next year is not guaranteed, as well as he only has a cap hit of $10.25 million with zero of it dead. So the Vikings could move on. No muss, no fuss there. Harrison is also currently the 11th highest paid safety in the National Football League, which is absolutely egregious. Like, it's irresponsible. And frankly, they should at least give Harrison $10 an hour plus free pizza for having to babysit the kids in the secondary. That's exactly what's going on right now. So obviously he deserves an extension, even as he gets a little bit longer in the tooth. And despite the Vikings 2021 cap issues, it's doable, especially Anthony Harris with his future on the franchise tag. Could be up in the air, could be off the books. Also, Anthony Barr, right? So if the Vikings balk, it's possible, because if the Vikings decide it's time for a full-on rebuild, tear down, and build it back from scratch, I don't know if Harrison Smith would be immune to that. Even as great as he is. Also, Harrison's agent is Brian Murphy, who also represented or currently represents Everson Griffin and Trey Waynes. Now, Murphy is a pro's pro, and each client is obviously different, and he represents a ton of players, including a lot of Vikings, including Kyle Rudolph and Anthony Barr, who have gotten the time of day from the Vikings. But, the Vikings punting on a few of his prime clients could wait a little bit. Also, Harrison is a prime example of the Vikings, who the last couple years, their MO has been like, all right, we'll get paid. We'll take slightly less, leave a little bit on the table for the rest of you guys. Keep this defense together because we are better together for the greater good. But as they continue to dismantle this once great defense, anything can happen. And also, say the Vikings punt on Anthony Barr. Brian Murphy client also is one of Harrison Smith's best friends on this team, which frankly, I think is probably pretty likely at this point. Anthony Barr is not living up to that 5-year, $67.5 million deal that he got last offseason. In fact, it was Harrison Smith who was integral in keeping Anthony Barr on the Vikings and changing his mind and spurning the Jets at that last second, which, maybe we should just get rid of Harrison because of that. But anyway, if the Vikings do one of his best friends dirty, who's also rep by the same agent, and the Vikings don't want to pay Harrison long term, they don't want to pay him what he's worth, and frankly, what he's owed in terms of back pay, maybe Harrison just quietly look somewhere else. Yeah, he says, maybe he says that the Vikings, that defense is a couple years away from being great. I don't have that many years left in my career. They're not paying me. They're getting rid of all my friends. I'm not getting any younger. I want to go chase a ring. Get me out of here. Get me to the Ravens or the Chiefs or hell, the Seahawks. I mean, Harrison, Jamal Adams, or Tennessee, Harrison and Kevin Byard. Let's go. Let's go. Also, if the Vikings end up trading Harrison, there's a ton of value for still the best safety in the league on a very cheap, non-guaranteed, team-friendly deal. So the Vikings could get a little something for Harrison. And if they decide to go down that road, it'd be unfortunate, but I would get it. I would understand it. But I think that is a little bit down the road. Zimmer obviously loves Harrison. Harrison is still the best player on that defense and has been for years. But you saw the frustration at the end of the Seahawks game where the Vikings lost that game in part because of inexperienced corners. Now, can they flatten that learning curve? Hopefully so, right? But maybe Harrison just starts getting sick of it. Maybe he looks around and is like, okay, it's going to be a while until this team is contending legitimately again. I'm not getting paid. At least let me go see if I can win myself a championship before I hang it up, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully the Vikings take care of Harrison, and hopefully Harrison stays in purple for a long, long time. But your thoughts? Harrison Smith finishing his career with the Vikings. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull some of the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.